What's up? What's up? Hopefully, I am coming through. Right now, I'm experimenting, trying to work on Streamlab. So let me know if it's coming through correctly, or if I need to adjust something because it's not showing that I'm live. This as far as I'm concerned. Actually, okay. So it is. All right. Good. 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 Now I just need to figure out how to. Now I just need to figure out how to make this work for me full screen because it's not. It's not letting me do this. Why not? Shift 1. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Cut through, cut through. I'm working on it. No camera. Yeah, I'm working on it as we speak. Apologies. It should be letting me do it. Why isn't it letting me do it? Come on. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to get through today. Good Lord, come on. Is it just frozen on that? It is, isn't it? Okay. All right. Well, as I'm doing this, welcome, welcome. Tonight we got a couple of things we got to do. First, since a lot of you guys have not played Lorcana before, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick run through of the game. It's probably one of the easiest games you're ever going to learn. This is the opposite spectrum of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's more in line with if you ever played Magic the Gathering or Pokemon. It's kind of a hybrid of the two. Pokemon being the second easiest game I've ever had to teach. This being the first. Apologies if you hear the noise in the background. I'm still working on a lot of things around here, so bear with me. I am trying to get my camera add to stage. So how do I replace the entire image? That's what I'm trying to do here. It's on the solo. Why isn't it showing it? Give me one sec. I don't know why this isn't working the way it is. Okay, there we go. I wonder if I can just turn off the overlay. That'd be great. It's not letting me delete it or anything. Might be able to just... Either way, welcome in. It's my first time playing with StreamYard, so there's going to be a lot of learning curve with me here. But I did make a whole new banner. So there's been some works. There's been some things and stuff. Matter of fact, let me fix the lighting real quick. I had a couple of things kind of set away to kind of help out with all of that good stuff. Now, let's cut to the chase. I need to figure out how to share the cam or share the screen on here. So apologies in advance. Still kind of going through the kinks. So please bear with. It should. Because see, I guess on YouTube it's a little bit easier to work with because yeah, I can get a background on here going and everything else. But as far as like being able to share my screen and do other stuff like that, it's not wanting to do. Change banners. I'm gonna look at the change that. I need to figure out how to share the screen on this. A couple of things I learned, some things I didn't. Picture-in-picture layouts in the layout. I don't care about any of this. I want to share screen. If anybody has ever worked with StreamYard before, how do I share the damn screen? Because it's not letting me connect into the YouTube. Matter of fact, I don't even see how it's connecting to the YouTube all that well, to be honest with you. So if anybody can, please let me know. on how to come on. It's just showing me screen layout stuff. I need to be able to share the screen so I can get through this with you. Apologies. This is brand new tech for me. It's very, 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 very annoying. I guess it won't do it, will it? We may have to stop it on this one. I may have to record videos on here and leave it because doing screen share is not apparently an option I can do. And I guess I have to buy the damn program if I'm gonna, which I don't have like 40 freaking dollars a month to afford this stupid thing. Present share screen. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Wait, share screen tips. Anything else? Share screen. Entire screen. Yeah, that's fine. Why isn't it? Why isn't it doing it? Okay, here we go. Cool. Now you're looking at what I'm looking at. Brilliant. So there's a few things we got to go over. First one has how to play the damn game. I'm going to get this loaded up on my phone here so I can at least. Apologies. All right. Now, this has been taking a lot. I've been having to do a whole bunch. So again, bear with me. All right. So yeah, hide that. All right. We're going to go over a couple of different decks. First, we're going to go over the basic setup on how to play Lorcana. Probably should only take like 15, 20 minutes, if that. And then we're going to go into what the current meta is looking like for the top tier levels of the game, and how kind of tournaments are structured for TCGs. If you're brand new to it, and a couple of you are, this isn't really your stick. You're just here supporting me. I appreciate that. So, but otherwise, I feel like it's kind of important. If we're going to talk about a card game, it's easy if you just understand how to play the game and what the point is. And then we're going to gear up. I got a guy watching it right now. He and I are going to go in Saturday for a 1K that's here in Kansas, and I'm hearing messages go off left and right. So anyway, I was about to build one of my little pet decks, or whatever, but I think just to kind of go through again, always seen a dime a dozen, but we're going to look at. I'm just going to do a very, very simple base of here's my deck, here's a quick little, actually we're going to do this one because it was straight off a list of one of my buddies. We're going to hit it random. So in Lorcana, you have 60 card decks. You can have up to 4 copies of the same card in each deck. In Lorcana, there are multiple colors. There's 6 of them, and you can only have 2 of them per deck. So let's say if you're running Amber, which is yellow, and Emerald, green, then you can only have those 2 colors in the deck. That's it. No more. You can have less. You can go a mono color if you want, but because you'll see how the card interacts with each other, sometimes it's really not optimal to play just one color, at least not as of yet. We're only 5 sets in. We're very finite on our resources, and a lot of the good cards only come out of being in one color. So to kind of boost your odds, you want to play 2 colors. Now, there is multiple ways you can play the game. You can play it a 1v1. You can play it as a pod or a group, probably up to 3 to 4 players. Sometimes it can be fun. And matter of fact, some of the games, if you build a deck and it's not really working that well 1v1, try it in a pod, because more often than not, you will end up being the long-term threat. And sometimes you'll top out games against more competitive decks just because your deck is made to go in the long haul and without even any of us knowing. So be prepared for that. Now, in Lorcana, think of it like this. You're Walt Disney, and you have to build an inkwell to draw your characters. And when you've drawn your characters, when the ink is dry on the next turn, you can actually tap them to do things. The whole objective of Lorcana is the opposite of Magic the Gathering. Instead of hitting your opponent from 20 to 0, you're going up to 20 from 0. And the essentially what it is the characters have to search for lore, and when you get to 20, that's how you'll end the game. But they're searching for resources. So you'll look at these symbols right here. On the top left of the card, you'll see that there's a 2 and there's a particular symbol around it. Okay, that means it's inkable. What this has allowed us to do, let's say we need to bring out that little Robin or this little Daisy here. You notice how on Robin and Smee, they have that certain kind of symbol, and Daisy and this whole new world don't. They have that really thin line. That means they're uninkable, which means we can't use them as a resource. This is important because now when I'm looking at what I want to ink and what I want to throw resources into, that's going to play a big factor as far as what I'm able to do. So I'm looking at this hand. Let me figure out what the mulligan first. Mulliganing is if I don't like certain cards in my hand as I open them, I can put a certain amount of them at the bottom of the deck and then draw that amount and then reshuffle the deck so that I don't have as bad of a start. I can try to optimize my play for the turn. You really want to have a turn 3 Big Robin in this deck, so I'll probably hold on to him. I like the Daisy. I like Smee. I kind of like at least one of the Ursula, so I'm gonna keep one around for ink. I'm gonna use her as a resource, and then I'm gonna try to see, because nobody can sing Whole New World here, I'm going to cast this off. Usually most uninkables I usually cast off just because I can't really do a whole lot with them. But I do like the Daisy for the tempo. I might keep Pete around for ink as well, even though I don't see me using him outright. But he is ink. But I want to see what I can get off of 2 cards here. So I'm going to mulligan these 2 away. The deck's going to give us 2 cards back. All right, so we have a Big Cindy and a Bare Necessities. We'll discuss what they do in a minute, but for right now, we need to establish a resource. So in Lorcana, you have to show your opponent what you're about to ink, and it goes into your inkwell. When you do, now I can tap that 1 ink to play something else. I could pick one or the other, but since we didn't see the Big Robin here, I think it's better that we go ahead and tempo out and we throw a Big Daisy out here, or Little Daisy, and then we'll pass the turn. So the next turn, we're going to put out a 2-drop. Now, I can kind of go a little bit more aggressive. So as we're looking at our hand, we have a 1, a 2, another 2, a 7, another 2, and a 1. So we have a very low drop hand, and we don't have little Cindy in here. So we don't really need her. So we can use this Cindy as a resource. Now we have 2. Now, I could play the 1 Smee, or I could play Robin and Daisy, and that'll get me 3 lore. I'll discuss how that works in a second. Go ahead and throw these 2 out there. Now we're going to quest. Now over here, you'll see the lore. Both of them at 0. We're at the quest with Daisy. Going to go to 2. She has an ability. When she quests, they get to look at the top card of their deck. If it's a character, they put it to their hand. Otherwise, they put it to the bottom of the deck. Daisy is here because we are scared of certain cards like Be Prepared. There's a couple of other things that just kind of auto-kill us. So to kind of ward that away, Daisy can try to shuffle some of them to the bottom of the deck, or put them to the bottom of the deck. That way we don't have to interfere. We don't have to touch them at all. So real quick on the stats. This is how Lorcana's, well, let's wait until there's another character hit the board. But how she got the 2 lore is on this right side over here. I wish I could. Is there a way I can click the card and no? Okay, it's not letting me. So below the 1-4, you'll see those 2 little symbols. That's lore. That lets me get 2 off of that 1 character. Now we have 2 Daisy out here. That's 4. Plus the 1 in here, that's Robin. That'll be our 5th on the next turn. Sitting at 2. Queen of Hearts. So they paid 2 resource. They put out a 2-drop. Oh my gosh, stay focused. She's a 2/2, so she means she has a 2 attack and a 2 defense. At 2, swing at Daisy because she was tapped. When you're tapped, you're vulnerable to your opponent from being targeted, so they can hit them. And she gave 2 damage to Daisy. Daisy did 1 back to her because she's a 1/4. So she's got a keister, but it's only so large. It's good enough that Queen can't one-shot her. So they laid down a little bit of damage on each other. So when you swing, you're likely going to get hit back as well. So just be mindful of that. You can trade with somebody cardboard for cardboard. The reason why she was able to do her thing when she first enters because she has an ability called Rush. Anybody with Rush can challenge the turn that they're played. So now they can't quest or sing songs or do any other abilities, but they can just attack if they want. Now, everybody's untapped. We kind of want to see what our opponent's working with because we have a bare necessities, and so that's important in a second. So we're going to go ahead and quest out with both Daisy. Rafiki, that goes to their hand. We go to 6. Another Queen of Hearts. So they got a couple more characters, but they have a full hand here. So what we need to do, we don't have any big songs either at the moment. So we don't really have to have this Ursula on us. We are going to play Bare Necessities, though. Let's look at the hand. And if there's any non-characters in here, we get to discard it. Right now, all I'm seeing is this Queen's Castle here. So there are other game mechanics in the game. So there's actions, there's songs, there's items, and then there's locations. Locations sit on the board, and they have a defense, and they have how many lore pips they get on the upkeep of the turn. So at the beginning of it, before they draw their card, they'll get a couple of lore points, and whatever effect they also have on there. So for instance, when Council says at the start of the turn, for each character they have moved over to that location, they can draw an extra card. That 1 that you're seeing on there is how much ink resource it takes to move a character over there. So let's say they had 5 ink and they spent 4 of it to get that Queen's Castle in there. They have enough to move 1 character over to that location in that same turn. And then once we've done that, we're at 1 resource right now. We'll go ahead and just lay down the other Robin because we're just basically going to be pushing aggro on the board. We like having the 2 questing on here. It's 6-0 right now. So we're going to go ahead and challenge with this Robin, and we're going to trade with this Queen. We already have a replacement on standby, so we're okay. We have 3. Put Rafiki out. And Queen. So she's probably going to kill 1 Daisy. That's fine. It is what it is. All right. So we drew a song. Okay, it's uninkable. We have somebody sing it, like Ursula or Ariel or whoever else. Deals 5 to either a location, like over here, or to another person. Which you only need 1 going that way. You only need 2 going that way. It's not worth playing that right now. So we're just going to put down the Smee. And this is, we can't touch. So he's untapped, so we can't attack him, but we can attack the Queen of Hearts. And I feel like we should. Or they'll leave Robin alone. Actually, we'll just do it this way. We're just going to quest for both. Because I have a theory of what's going to happen, but let's just see if the computer will let it happen. All right. Actually, you know what? Now that they... Give me 1 second. Hello? Yeah, we can. I'm actually, I'm going live right now. It's on StreamYard, but it's linked to my YouTube as well. Yeah, I'm actually testing it right now. I'm actually like kind of doing a little coaching lesson on how to play because I got a couple of new players in here that haven't seen this before. So we're just kind of looking over one of the builds. Hmm? Oh, that you just meant as far as oh, I thought you meant on the phone. We can like my bad. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah. Let me. Did I send you the link to get in? Shoot. Give me one sec. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this over. Hold on. Da, 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 da. The one of the players that I was gonna go this weekend with is calling in. So let me send him the link to here, and there you go. All right.
Well, I guess I'll have to try it back then. That'll take me a second. That's such a funny miscommunication.
My bad. No. Are you still in the neighborhood?
Right.
All right. Well, it's a little bit of a mess, but let me go. I'll walk in. It's that house that you picked me up from. I'm just downstairs in the back end. So,
Okay.
all right, you one bit guys. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in because he's more of an expert on these Benedicts than I am. So, give me one sec.
All right.
So it's kind of weak. All right. So, everybody.
I'm Gabriel.
I was about to say, I was like,
Call me Gabe. Who's on there on the other side?
there's nobody here at the other side at the moment. So, but we've got a couple of my new players coming through. Close out of that for a sec and go back over to ink table. All right, so we're going to exit out of this because you might have a better opinion as to what the current state of Ruby Amethyst is. One of the guys built this on the back burner. We're basically just coaching on how to play the game and what it's all about, and all that good jazz. The other order of business was to go over like what the top meta decks are. I think like top 5, top 8. Right from there, I think there's like 6 variants right now that are pretty strong. Everybody else is kind of like a carbon copy.
Yeah,
from what I'm seeing. So
do we want to talk about Fight Me first?
Sure. Yeah, we can talk about Fight Me and then kind of go from there. Actually, that's one of his builds, which is the one that topped. No, this isn't it. This is still Fight Me.
Yeah,
I think that's closer to what it. Yeah,
that's pretty standard. Two brawl is a very debated topic right now. Some people say you got to play 04. Some people go down to 3. It's a debate, but 4 brawl like really punishes more inexperienced players. Like if Amber, sometimes less experienced Amber Steel players can just set themselves up to lose by going all in on Aerial on 3 and not having a backup plan. And if you brawl that and then they have no way to get to their whole new world for 2 turns and they just sit there, maybe they have a Rapunzel that they can't get value off of, you just sort of win by throwing down a goat and a Maui. And they they just can't ever sing it. So like probably the less brawls would do better. Like once you're in a top cut of like regionals, like once you're in top 64. But personally, if I was playing, I would definitely be on 4 brawl. What else we got? How many cantrip 1-drops do we have? I see the 2 brooms. And do we have 4 turnabout? 4 all off 2 brooms.
Yeah, 2 brooms should be 4 all off, and
Ooh, what's the
mini
thought
in here.
behind teeth? Cinderella's?
Yeah, Cindy's. Any other 2, probably for the mirror as well.
Oh, for Flynn's? Okay.
Yeah, just to capitalize.
Do you have Cusco's?
There is no Cusco's in this
if
build.
If you're playing teeth, you almost always want Cusco because it turns them into a cantrip. He can sing it because Amber Steel doesn't really want to waste their Storm Rage on a Cusco that just draws a card unless they have a quick will line.
Fair enough. So many might go away for that then.
Oh, that's mini and yeah. I don't know about 4/4. Is this your version? Which is
it might be my version. I built on the fly. I built a lot of these, so it's kind of hard to keep track.
Right. I haven't played much red purple versus red blue, but definitely the all in on the 8/1/3s is worse into red blue because if you're just like if you can cantrip through like street rat. Oh no, that's just the cards there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the mini here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take her out. You were saying Cusco.
Well, if you like the teeth, then normally you're gonna play Cusco.
I think Cusco's well warranted. I don't know. Is that 4 though?
If that's the line, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never played red purple with teeth. What are we down on then? Like 3 grand.
Sorry, we're kind of deck teching this a little bit. I think Sisu's just too good not to play.
Right. 3 Medusa. I was only 3 Medusa feeling for you.
Unequal, high count.
Yeah.
I mean,
this list is never gonna break out. That's a nice thing. Like you'll be able to keep like versus red blue. You'll be able to just keep your castles in hand and not have to ink them, and you'll be able to just be drawing cards until you can be prep them and then drop 2 castles on 8, which is checkmate.
So Ruby Amethyst is one of the best control decks in the format, one of the most versatile, and usually it doesn't even have to change a whole lot to still be a extremely competitive deck. It's made for late game. There's some small cantrips like Brawl, Teeth, and Ambitions, laying down a couple of damage down, basically spot checking your opponent in the early match. Towards the mid, you'll be wanting to play Crab, Goats, Maui's to kind of blow up anything else on the board, draw extra cards, and then kind of move on from there. But other than that, I mean, as soon as Sisu or Madamedusas, anything like that, it's kind of game over. You're just making sure that your opponent doesn't keep a character on board during their turn, and you're just going to tap out just 1 lore per turn. Flynn you'll want to wait for a mid to late game with him. But even if the early game, if they don't have a good setup, if they drew really bad on their opening hand, you can quickly punish them with Flynn and then probably get halfway into the game already, so that your late game is really just you just closing out a couple of lore points, and
which you do with Go. Like once you get to 14 or 15, it's basically game over if you have Go bounce.
Yep. Those two are the win conditions right there. So I'll save and get out of that for a second. This is one you've had a little bit more experience with. Do you want to talk about blue-red real quick?
So blue-red is even more control than red-purple, because red-purple is a little more flexible. Like it can go fast if it needs to, and it can go wide if it needs to. This deck, the blue-red does not ever go wide. It ramps with Tipo and one jump, and
No, one jump.
no one jump.
Don't need it
way.
because it got fishbone. It's redundant. Just keep your inkable one jump.
Interesting. Where does this have a scar? Wow, this is.
It's just Sisu. That's your scar.
That's an interesting list. I can't imagine.
I can see going 2 scar in there, going 1 down on each Sisu. 3-3, and 2. But otherwise, this has been relatively punishing to go against.
Yeah.
My experience, the point of blue-red is just, yeah, like he was saying, control it even more. There's no really early, that much mid-game play. But with Flowersham in there, anytime he enters, anytime he quests, break an item, draw a card, you have plenty of items to blow up. Particularly some of these are 1-drops. They're made to be broken. And draw him a couple of cards off of that. Tipo, like he was saying, with blue wants to ramp. Blue wants to ensure that during a turn, you're inking more than just 1 card in a turn. Usually it's about 2, maybe 3. If you have a fishbone quill out, maybe a couple of them. But yeah, it's all about making sure that you're going to draw cards. And when you can't exactly draw the card, you're going to do one of these 2, develop and vision the future, just to kind of make sure that you're getting what you need, and then putting the other trash to the bottom. Still a couple to be prepared, just because, God forbid, you need a board wipe and Sisu ain't cutting it. There you go. There's 1 out right there. And then the end of the game, because there's a lot of items in here, you want to capitalize the Tamatoa. The more items he has out there, the more he can quest for. So usually this, and then Lucky Dime. Lucky Dime states, as soon as you tap it, pay a couple of ink, choose a character of yours, and gain lore equal to its lore count. So with Tammy being, let's say he's +5, he's worth 6 lore. So if he taps for 6, and then Lucky Time taps for another 6, that's 12 right there, just on their own. That's how you'll quickly just come out of game. Also, whenever he quests, he'll pull an item out of the discard back to your hand. So he can just keep getting bigger even after you've already done it. So let's say, God forbid, you didn't spend anything on the late game, and he gets to quest. He gets to pull one of these out of the discard. Then you can play it on there, and then just quickly tap. Yeah, it's just redundant, stupid. And when in doubt, you can kill things on impact. Even though that's a 9-drop, in this version of the deck, you'll quickly be able to ramp. So even on a turn 9, you might be able to do this turn 6 or 7. And it just kind of depends on how you've ramped out. So you can play a lot of bigger things quicker than you normally would in any other deck.
If you were to play a deck trying to punish Amber Steel, this would be the deck, because Whole New World actually helps blue-red more than it helps Amber Steel, because normally Amber Steel wants to Whole New World so they can throw out their entire hand and quest and win extremely quickly after the Whole New World. But they have so many board wipes that you're about to wheel them into that defeats itself. And red-blue sometimes can struggle to draw cards if they can't find their Flaversham. So drawing them a free 7 can be game over if you don't have uninteractable lore like flutes to close it out at the end.
Which is one thing I almost thought about taking in. If I take the Daisy out, then I'll probably put flute back in. I don't know. Ruby Amethyst has the hardest time answering items, and that's been usually the way we win against that. But I've seen with other matchups that I've had outside of Ruby Amethyst where flute it's not quick on its feet as it should be. What else do you want to look at? There's I kind of built cows, but I'm not sure on how it's this probably is not the right list at all. So feel free to edit as you need. But I did recognize Clarabelle was definitely a thing that needed to be addressed. So if you want to talk about this, I don't have a whole lot of experience with it, obviously.
Well, yeah, I haven't got to play it yet, but like going into the set, that and the Mufasa and Naveen stood out as unbelievably good cards. The reason why I like Clarabelle is because I love blue as a color, but I don't love blue-red because it doesn't draw enough cards. So I played. Trust me, if you've ever gotten you go turn 4 Flavisham and it just gets insta brawled, and you've quilled away your hand,
yeah.
that's painful. You gotta like slowly ink up to Automato and hope that sticks.
That's
and
fair enough.
Start cycling popsicles.
Oh, I imagine Mufasa would go on like a blue steel.
Yeah, blue steel's tough on uninkables. Like Mufasa's a tough uninkables slide because blue steel is really into the combo of Tink swords, Tink grab your swords.
Mhm.
They want to go like ramp either Mickey or Quill. I actually like Mickey a lot better because there's a lot of good no whole new world blue steel is. Go like Mickey into Cogsworth, and then your Cogsworth is just completely invulnerable because of ward.
Mm.
And then you're going to go Tink swords and clear almost any early board. All the Amber Steel boards will be cleared unless they had an early shift Robin Hood. Red, purple, everything's done. Nothing that, except sometimes a big Sisu, or a little 3-drop inkable Sisu.
So what he's basically saying is like there are decks that want to control how many characters on your opponent's side of the field. Some have a better way of controlling that because essentially what you're doing is you and your opponent are both playing characters to earn lore, but you're having to play the balance of do I quest or do I maintain their board state? You have to kind of do that tennis game back and forth, and how many characters and which ones you're allowed to keep. If you decide you're going to aggro out, you're going to try to quest with everybody. You don't want to leave yourself too vulnerable to your opponent, and then you want to put a hyper focus on who's going to be left on their side of the field during their next turn. So that's kind of the back and forth of it.
Mm-hmm.
When we were talking about Whole New World, it's a song that allows it's pretty high. So what he's saying is like if we don't get to sing it in Steel Song, it is a huge problem because now we have to either rely on Naveen to enter and play it for free, or just wait until we can keep a singer around for it later. Because singing is we can tap one of our characters to play an action song for instead of having to pay the ink cost. Versus actions, you have to pay the ink cost no matter what. Whole New World is kind of like Wheel of Fortune for Magic the Gathering. It's both players discard their hand and draw 7 cards. The only way Steel Song kind of stays in the game is having their singers alive, and usually we'll tap out. Like we won't have a hand pretty early on. After like turn 3 or 4, it's uncommon for us to even have like maybe 2 cards in the hand. So what we'll likely try to do is play Ariel, who can sing 5-drop songs or lower, and then have her sing out Whole New World to give us a whole new hand and stay in the game. But yeah, like he was saying earlier, if we can't keep Ariel and she gets brawled out or anything like that, then we're having to sit and wait and hope to God that there's another way we can get it to happen, especially in the early game. It's really, really hard. So, but yes, it goes. It's a really high value card. If anything, it's making sure that you've got 7 cards to work with on your next turn. If you can't utilize it, the turn you get to play it. But in here, there's actually a lot of songs in here. This might as well be another version of a song deck because you've got a lot of control packages as well. So like Under the Sea, anything that's got a 2 attack or lower, gone to the bottom. Grab your sword, just do 2 damage to everybody on board. Long Came, another spot removal, and we don't talk about Bruno's. Kind of the same thing that and You're Welcome. I don't know what the variants are in here, or how many you should have, if anything. I just kind of like put value cards into the deck, so adjust as you want, and then we can kind of either test it out or go over it. Robin, this is the big Robin I was talking about earlier that we didn't get to see in the opening hand for Steel Song. He's great in Steel. A whole lot of value. He can shift in on turn 3. So basically he would go on top of the smaller Robin and he becomes a bigger card. Pretty big body. He's a 3/6, so he can take 6 before dying. He can swing 3. If he kills something when you challenge a character, He gains 2 lore, or he can quest for 2. Either way, he's getting 2 lore a turn. Almost no matter what. It's very uncommon that he won't get at least 4 to 6 lore on his own before he dies out. Or if he dies in the challenge, then you get to draw off of him. So he's just really, really good value from there. I put a 4 of morph in here just so that anybody can shift onto this. So let's say I didn't see any of these robins and I had the bigger one in hand and I see a morph, then that's 8 cards that potentially he could shift onto versus just the 4 or the 1 of 4.
Morph into Beast is super good
And
against red purple.
This card was $50 for a good, what do you think, like 8 months straight?
Yeah,
like give or take. When I sold these, I sold them probably like, actually I think I sold them at 48 back at the March tournament, the 8K at CCS. Tragic Hero, he shifts in for 3, but there's not been a 1 or even a 2 drop beast to shift him onto, so that never happened. We basically had to hard cast him, which is essentially just paying the 5. But he's a 3/5 quest for 2. But on the upkeep, if he doesn't have any damage on him, you draw an extra card. So this will stack. Like I was saying earlier, there's no legendary rule. You can play 4 copies of 1 card in the deck. You had 2 or 3 out on here. You're just drawing extra for each one of them. And even if there is a couple of damage laid onto him, he's swinging for 7. He's going to kill anything on the board, essentially. And he's just high value. We've just never been able to reliably make good use out of him after set 3. And even then, I'd argue, like, even set 3, it wasn't all that. It was just kind of a filler card. He was just too impossible to pull off.
Blue Steel's been carrying the torch.
Yeah, Blue Steel's definitely been carrying that torch. I put two line of Cindy in here. Cindy's just really good. She's almost evasive in and of herself. Resist 2, which means anytime that she were to take damage, she takes 2 less than that every single time. So let's say you swing a bunch of 2s at her, they won't hit for anything. Each one of them, they won't stack together. And she quests for 3 on her own. If there's a song that was played during the turn she's been out, then she can swing at somebody who's not tapped and not vulnerable. She can just punch through anything. I didn't know about the count for these smaller Clarabelles. Figure just 3 of her, just because she's ink, but it's 3, so hardly you'll ever want to do anything with that one. And of course Diablo in here just for disruption. While Diablo's tapped or exerted, whenever your opponent were to draw a card, you draw a card on top of it. So just just extra ways of drawing cards. Now the only problem I saw with this deck when I first saw it is this is going to be the first one to deck itself out.
Yeah, it has a lot.
So I didn't know there's a way to kind of like balance that. There's no like recursion. There's no like Chernobog that'll let him shuffle anything back into the deck. So what's the primary focus of this, you think?
Well, I'm not used to seeing these more top end green steel, like without the 3-cost songs, without the Ursula Deceiver of All. So I couldn't tell you too much. I'd have to see it. It's again interesting to see Grab Your Swords without Tink, because Tinkerbell, Giant Fairy. I just have to see it like in action, because it's sort of between the green steel mills and the green steel controls. So I don't exactly see the game plan yet.
No, I just threw something.
They are all like I can see why you just threw a bunch of good cards. Like
because I didn't see an exact list before I couldn't find one really at the ready
list. There's an ad list that got second at the first side event in Toronto, and
gotta take a look, because I'm thinking Hidden Cope needs to be in there as well.
Yeah, it's good value.
Or I take out the 3 drop Clarabelle for Tink. I was like, oh yeah, never mind, I got Morph in there. Tink could actually go pretty good. So no, that's fair.
I wouldn't expect much green steel. I was thinking like the only people who are like want to play green steel, the people who went in last set bought all the green steel cards, and that's all they've got.
Oh, rest in peace, Bucky. Love it. Oh, love it. Love it. It's a new day.
I thought it was funny. Amber Steel had such a hard time against Bucky.
It just a lot of discard. If there wasn't so much discard, then we probably would have been better off. But I mean, they definitely came back full circle, and they were like, "Okay, we're going to give Amber a chance." Like a lot of chances. Like the Daisy and the Naveen. Without those, I don't think Steel Song probably would have been visible this season.
You want to throw up
which one?
Your Amber Steel versus red a stock red purple, like a Kendall red purple.
Kendall's list. Which one's? I don't know. Here, go ahead and edit one of those because I don't know if I don't know his list out by heart. Matter of fact, I could just do this. Let's see. I've got his list at the ready. Here we go. So this is Kendall. That was one of my buddies back in Atlanta. Made second at the 10K. This is his build. I need to. So you'd have 1 3-drop Sisu. No, 2 crab. Anything else? Turbo's followers. Okay, so no cog. We're gonna edit this. All right, so there's that. Was there Elsa in there?
Ooh, I wouldn't edit his fighting. I'd edit like a random. I mean, it's up to me.
Oh, well, shoot, cancel.
Oh, there's 2 of them.
Oh, it's 2 of them, yeah.
If you're able to open that in Dreamborn, you can just straight import it to here, as I'm sure you know.
I didn't have it on here. I had to look that up on a video and then just copy the image.
4 big Sisu, 1 little Sisu, 4 goat, 4 rabbit. Can you go back to the list? I think he had. Wow, that's crazy.
What?
Not playing the Inkable Sisu.
Oh.
I've not seen much of that.
Okay.
That card is insane.
Nope. All right, let's see. Oh. Took out the wrong. What?
I think one's the enchanted one or something like that.
Either damn way. I don't know why. Okay. No, what else was it? The
library.
So we're going to go to locations, library.
Yeah.
Was there any King's Castle in there? There's 4. Okay. Oh, okay. 4 and 2 split. 4B. Yeah, so 4B prep. Yeah, that's in there.
4 friends.
4 friends. Friends on the other side. 4 Brawl, 3 Medusa, 4 Maui. Make sure that's good. This is at 2. Yep. Pinocchio, no Pinocchio. I wish I could just like edit out from right there, but. Apologies for having the deck edit, and then we'll go around with it. Oh, share comments. No share.
No queen.
No queen.
Queens always should be next to each other. Q. Oh, right above there. Oh, is it?
Oh, it is queen. Okay. I was thinking the queen for some reason. Rafiki, no. I don't think so, right? No Rafiki.
Yeah.
No Radican. No Rafik. No Super Goof.
No problem.
I don't know if I agree with the no goof, but 4/4, no Elsa. All right, now, min package,
I think
blend.
rabbits and goats still in. Which are just going to be in the Marlins, which should be right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right above it is good.
Double that. All right.
How many are we at?
Missing 5. We're almost ready. Room was still in there, right? Oh, Medusa.
Was there no Medusa? Yeah, we
Medusa.
need the Chromacons gone. There's 3 Medusa.
Where would? Oh.
And A for Madden.
Yeah.
Medusa, the boss. Right below Snake. There's 3.
Yeah, 3. Not that burn.
The one drop. There it is. And then next to Chromacons.
All right. Ba-bam.
We're at 60.
That's at 60.
We're good.
All right.
And I want to see player listings because you're going second.
All right. And here's mine. Without the flutes.
Okay.
Because instead I'm running the daisies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think that's like the jumps. So the Steel Song is kind of like a variant. If you're going 4 of the Prince Naveen's, it's the only thing in Amber we've gotten. Actually, yeah, I think it's the only thing that we've gotten that actually will let us play 2 for 1. He enters down. He can sing 6 drops or lower. But the most important thing about him is like he can automatically go ahead and play a song. So ideally, you'll want a whole new world to get a hand off of it, because he's going to come in the turn where you only have a couple of cards left, if at all. Or he can go ahead and snipe somebody, but really you want to just get a wheel off of it. And yeah, so go ahead and hit random. They're going to go first. We're going to go from there. I see a lot of uninkable. I do see a turn 3 where I can get Robin out, but not a whole lot of ink. Might get rid of these.
Let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about it a little bit. Because so quick whole new world isn't super great on the draw, right?
No.
Sure we're going second.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really good backup plan. We're losing a card shifting, quote unquote losing.
Usually when I see uninkables and I don't have Cindy, granted I do, if I decide to play one of the Ursulas, there might be a way to draw off of that Let the Storm. But the way I'm seeing it is I'm likely going to end up either sacking the Robin or having to ink it, one of the two. I'm just seeing 3 uninkables to 4 ink. Usually my experience in Steel Song, unless there's Naveen out, all uninkables go.
Including Whole New World?
That's the debate now. If, like, I would keep the obvious 3 are the Robin shift line and then the wheel.
Yeah.
These 2 might either be ink or whatever, but these two would be the ones that I would decide to go. Got 2 ink back. So turn 1 Robin, turn 2 Piglet, turn 3 Rob.
It is Ariel.
And then Ariel. But we've already got the wheel.
Right. But if we can stall out longer, then we give up less card advantage from the wheel.
Actually, let's see how you do this, because I know what I would do.
This is easy. Ink play Robin. You didn't do this play Robin. Like, one of the things that removal is always better on the draw. Like, that's why I was debating keeping the Zeus. You're right. We were kind of tight on uninkables here. So, what did you think? I
think the second Rob.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And this has been
because we might be able to do something with this. It doesn't. I think here I'd go Piglet.
Why?
Just because, well, yeah, you're
He's
right.
not
If
gonna
we're
cons-
shifting, then yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to quest next turn. And when we wheel, if we wheel into a Zeus, that's can help us catch back up. That was dumb. We can take the trade there with Robin. The bot that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
There's no punish for that on this turn.
Yeah, this is against a PC, so I mean, there's only going to be so many smart decisions. Don't know what the rest of the hand was. Pretty sure that's never going to be what somebody decides to do.
So now they only have 4 cards left. So if we wheel now, we're actually helping them way more than they're helping us.
If they're on a dead hand, could be a bluff. Could just be they're not that smart.
Right, but like against us, if they take a turn off to play, like playing Rabbit is like almost like taking a turn off because it has such slow stats, it barely challenges anything. Like what's scary is when they set up things like Maui and go things that are really that we have to spend Zeus's on to remove. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I did. We'll do like I like just like discussing different lines and stuff. I think here you can go for the aerial because you don't die if I think I would go Ink Piglet play aerial because if they
I was going to Ink Piglet, that was definitely
Yeah.
going to be a thing.
And yeah, we play aerial because if we go Robin Sing, if we go Robin Quest, then we're like losing board presence. We want to be as wide as possible.
That's true.
Before a whole new world. Yeah, that's even fine.
Debate, really. You know, if we can shift it, then rather get full value for that.
What I would do, yeah. And we don't want to quest anything there.
Yeah. Can't capitalize. Ursula's really here just to sing most of the songs. I don't think she can't touch his whole new world, but outside of that, she's good for everything else.
Here's an interesting one. I'd probably just keep going wide with Rapunzel here. Ink, Smee. We might be able to like last them out a long time and play the bare necessities.
So we do have Ursula sing bare necessities, or we play it. Just do these two after inking this.
The only really good bare necessities target right now is probably a random friends that they drew off the rabbit.
That or Brawl, but they would have already played it, I'm sure. So yeah, probably.
Right, yeah, and we don't care if anything gets brawled because we have a backup singer. So I think the question here is: do we ink Smee or do we ink bare necessities? And I think we actually ink bare necessities.
We'll get an extra draw.
Yeah.
Get one draw off of Rapunzel and go from there.
And probably kill the Birmingham. Don't care. Well, then we do get punished.
We sacrifice, yeah.
We do get punished by losing our second singer.
Mm-hmm.
If they brawl aerial and challenge.
Yep.
But interesting thing is we have a good backup plan, right? We have aerial Smee next turn.
Mm-hmm. This point, they're turn 5, they'll throw out a Maui and just say, challenge me or exert somebody.
What would you do?
I mean, this is a little bit different than what I would typically do. I would have already had Big Rob out.
Right.
Especially since I wouldn't have to worry about Maui for a couple more turns. So if they wanted to swing, they would have to swing 2 for 1 at him. And they would have had to shove another damage with Magic Broom. No. Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to Fox me. Because that would have died on impact. so they wouldn't have anybody to target to bounce.
We killed the Broom turn 2, though.
Yeah. No. I'm saying oh my gosh, there was one that they had up. So we just quested with Robin that one time.
Yeah, well, they would have popped it and drawn a couple extra cards.
Because that rebel he had 1 damage on him before that point.
I don't think we're ever questing anything here. The question is whether we're killing the Broom. And actually, we don't care if they pop the Broom because we're going to wheel here.
Kind of wanted them to.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is best case scenario. Yep, that's fine. That's all fine.
That's a weird choice.
It might have been the best choice.
Really? You would have targeted the Rapunzel, not the Singer 5?
Well, I guess
you would have led me an option to have 2 Singer 5s there?
Here's one. They saw you ink. Let's say they're not a bot, right? Human. They saw you ink a big Robin Hood. They know you have a backup one, so you're not really accomplishing much by killing the Singer. They're trying to just not let you get to a ton of lore. Like two lore is a lot, and Ariel's not going to be questing. Ariel's going to be saying. Now here's interesting one. Do we
eat the Broom with Big Rob?
I think we definitely eat the Broom with Big Rob. Yeah. Ooh.
Should we see what she gets off the draw here, Ursula, with the Mim? If we can get to another one, then
then we hit Broom with that, and we're going to go Robin. Oh, the snake isn't exerted though.
Snake, huh? No. No, she's not. I wish it was.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, I wanted to see if we pulled a second one or any other targeted removal, then yeah, we can just kill 2 birds with 1 stone essentially.
So we're gonna go play. It inks me, play Robin.
I think that's the play here.
And it's close.
Now,
that's all. Robin's always hitting the Broom.
Does Ariel quest or she leave it alone?
Oh, she's definitely.
Yeah, I'd rather.
Well, so no, the question is, do we wheel now?
And no,
I think no.
No, because you want to utilize. Anytime we wheel, we want to be able to have enough ink to do something else on that turn. If we have to tap all out for wheel, bad.
It's fine. We're gonna probably wheel into a storm.
Or wheel into a wheel.
Do that. Okay.
Okay.
We just ink Robin and win. Oh wait, we play Ariel first.
Yeah.
There's no like. Yeah, let's. That sucks that we.
Do we get a strength? Because we get 3 right now, right? 3 out in the field. It's a Ursula, Ariel. Was there another one? Was that it? It's me. 3 or 4. We could strength somebody away.
We could strength the snake. The Maui's gonna die to like literally anything. I wanted to hit a storm off of the wheel, so we're gonna sing that with Vanessa. Oh, actually, just put on the Robin. Snake already has 2 damage in it. I mean, put that on the Maui.
Yeah, I was about to say Maui.
And
this is the big thing about singing. Instead of having to spend all the ink,
nice.
We still have 3 more left.
Oh, this is perfect. How much ink are there?
They got 6 right now.
Okay.
They're at to be prepared.
Yeah, so we're gonna. Did they discard a be prepared?
No, they did not.
Okay, so we're definitely playing a Pete and a Daisy here. Oh, dang it. We don't have nothing. Just a Pete. And then we quest me.
So everybody's tapped that we can play. Again, the ink is wet on these 2, so they can't do anything the turn they come out. I'm sorry, I haven't really. I know we're still kind of in teaching mode here for a lot of it, but yeah.
It's fine.
So they do a trade, cover for cardboard. It's fine.
It's fine. It's too slow. All right.
So what we were worried about on turn 7 was that be prepared. So be prepared comes out. It's an action. Actually, it's a song too. but hardly anybody sings it. But essentially, it's just a board wipe. No characters for me, no characters for you. Complete reset. So we played Pete to kind of get around that. So whenever he's played, their next turn, they can't play any actions, and that also includes songs.
This is an interesting one.
So here we're kind of looking at either inking a card, maybe playing a couple people, and then playing Naveen to wheel again and get rid of any other resource they have in hand. But we could slow play it. I don't know. Getting rid of 7 is better than getting rid of 4. God forbid one of these is a be prepared, though. But if we wheel them, they're potentially going to draw into another one because they didn't cast off anything else from the last time we whole new world.
This is a really tough spot.
Yeah, this is where I usually start questioning things. Already got 2 aerials out there. God forbid they get killed off, though. But
I really wish we had some defense here.
Granted, we could have one of the aerials sing one of these last 2 wheels and go from there. Before we spend any ink.
We probably play the daisy. This is like a break point here. And we ink the Robin. 4, yeah.
And then the 2
we need to be able to play a P. So we probably just sing it with them.
We're close to the end game.
Nice. I think that's game over. So we're going to play Pete.
Lock him out of another be prepared.
We do get really punched by Big Sisu, but
if Big Sisu comes out, and then yeah. Really wish we got another Bare Necessities, because that would have at least let us look at what the hand is and know how to play around this turn. If Big Sisu comes out, anybody that's got 2 attack or less gets killed, which is literally everyone except Pete.
Can you see how many are in the Discord?
How many?
Yeah,
12.
No, how many Big Sisu? No Big Sisu in Discord.
I think 1, 2.
Okay, that's actually pretty good odds. We have one more.
You have 31 in deck? Yeah, possibly.
Let's play
Piglet, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And just kind of go for it.
Yeah.
Make them have it.
Uh-huh. Well, if we can either go all out and play the Daisy too, and then we win next turn if they don't have it.
That's very true.
And we're going to just quest everything. They don't, they cannot, especially the Pete. Pete's can always quest. And now we see if they have it.
Force it out of them. Inked are at 8.
Nice.
Cool. They did not have it. So next turn, we're just going to go sideways and say game.
Another Pete.
I'm not going to play anything. I don't play with my food. If you have the win, show the win. Sit there and toy with people. That's hilarious. Daisy, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Still, another non-character. That's awesome.
Piglet's
That's freaking funny. Yeah, Piglet's going to go for 3. Piglet says as long as 3 people are out, or 2 other people are out with him, then he's going to get +2 lore. So he already has 1 himself. Yeah, he gets there. Oh, can we? Yeah, we don't win this turn. We go to 19.
Yeah, that's why I was saying play the other Pete. They have no outs if you play a Pete. Just don't even ink. Just play a Pete because Big Sisu won't clear the Petes.
No, she will not. I'm just going to pass after that. I'll at least hold on to a hand.
Pete MVP.
And that's why he's a play set. That's why he's at 4 and Bare Necessities is sitting at 2 now, even though it's a song and this is a song deck. Pete for the win.
But it got salty.
It get very salty, but program's pretty good about if it lags like that it only takes a second and it'll come back through. They're just trying to get there. Yeah, and we just quested one person.
And that was on the draw.
So there's a good amount. There's a good amount there. Yeah, that was really the biggest problem that we've had in the last two sets is just be prepared coming in at an operable time and getting the singers. I think that's a good thought process through. Instead of just getting the big rob out as soon as possible, going a little wide.
Especially on the draw. Like going first, it usually is correct to just get the whole world out as soon as possible, and because it's so much more card advantage because you're down a card because they drew.
Yeah, they're down ink. Do you want to entertain ketchup mustard? Because we did see we saw a few of those a couple weekends ago. At least I did. It was in between this and then green steel was what I saw.
The nice thing about, I'm assuming this is going to be a Mufasa.
Mm-hmm.
They're very easy to play if you haven't played much.
So this whole deck is revolved around this Mufasa here. Mufasa says as soon as he dies, you get to look at the top card of the deck. And if it's character, it goes immediately out on the field, exerted. Usually you cap with this by having either a Perdita or a Hades to go ahead and get Mufasa back in the hand, or even the Sisu line. Sisu are just like an essential small board wipe in and of herself. Or God forbid you get Chernobog. He's huge, but he gets cheaper for all the characters that are in your discard pile. And this deck is nothing but characters, so you'll never whiff.
Did you see the new Chippendale?
The
that mills yourself 3. That looked cool.
I immediately thought of Chernobog as soon as I saw it. I was like, "Yep, Chippendale's going to be a thing." Rescue the devil, apparently. Of course, Daisy in here just because value. Glenn just because value. Gaston. I like Gaston in this over Doc. Like
turn 4 Medusa is insane.
Enough said. Love it. I don't have to convince or anything like that. A lot of my friends are just like, no, but Doc's better. Doc's better.
Doc is not.
No, Doc is not better than Gaston.
He's got better stats anyway.
Yeah. Super Goof. I really like this card. It's inkable. It's only 4. It's a 2/4 with Rush. If he just challenges, he doesn't have to kill anything. He'll gain 2 lore. Like it's like a mini little. Actually, yeah, it's just literally 1 stat lower on both ends, the attack and the defense. Oh well, 2 I guess on the defense, but for Robin, I don't know. It's Revin's answer for Robin. I dig it. I put a 1 of Hades in here. 1/1 churn Hades. I think is a great.
Hades is good as
infinite cycle.
I always put too many in my decks and they break me out. But...
No, just one. One is all you need. I promise. 1 of that, 1 Chernobog, you should be good to go. Julieta, just because you're gonna. There's a lot of characters in here that enter with damage put on them. For instance, I'm not Sisu. Mother Gotho, Milan. They both come in really cheap, but they have really high stats, so they have to balance the card by adding a couple damage on there. But not to worry, because you'll get a draw if you're on Juliet, or you'll get a draw off of Rapunzel. Again, 4 of both of them in here, I believe. Juliet's at 4. Yeah, good. Get extra draws off of them. Piglet, of course, because you're going to play a lot of people. It's nothing but people in here to lay out, so he will get his value. Perdita, I have a couple in here. Even though there is a Chernobog line, Perdita is actually pretty good to get 2 for 1. As soon as she gets put out, then she can go out for another 2-drop, maybe Piglet or Daisy or whoever for 2 cost, and immediately put it down on the board. I think so. I like it. I've got a couple of her at home. I just never really found a way to utilize her because I didn't have a lot of Mufasa. I only have 1 Mufasa still, so something I didn't get to experiment with in paper. And Maui, just because Maui eats everything. Medusa, because Medusa just targets almost everything. Yeah, use everything else. Like you're just it's mitigating the board. You're wanting to like I with all the people that can attack in this deck. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even use Medusa. I think I would use Lay Tremaine here because you're likely going to swing at everybody and kill everybody in one hit anyway, and they're only going to have like 1 or 2 people left. At that point, then with her caveat being only a 3 attack or lower, just make them sacrifice it, no matter how big it is. They're only going to be down to 1 person anyway. So that card is still kind of a toss up. I like Lady Tremaine, but I get why Madame Medusa. I think a lot of what the format is right now, there's not a whole lot of characters that are above 3 attack that are worthwhile playing. Everybody's that shit. All the high value cards, honestly, are 1s. Rapunzel, Flaversham.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few cards in there that are just like they only have like 2 attack or lower.
The ones I can think of, Tomato is the big one.
Yeah, Tammy, Big Cindy, but Tammy's definitely going to be out there a lot more prevalent than Big Sind. And then, I mean, the only thing it doesn't touch was what Maui. That's about the only other card in there. Everybody else is
the Big Sind, but that blue steel sometimes plays.
Have you actually seen it though?
I played it in Chicago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no wheel lists need him.
Fair enough. Never know. But yeah, like she's great spot removal, but I just have her at 2 because H is uninkable. I don't really want to see her at 4, especially if she doesn't shift on anything. At least give me a reason to run a play set. But I don't know. It might turn into a list too. If because it doesn't get to ramp off at all or draw a whole lot. I think that's the only other problem with this deck. Yeah, well, yeah, Gaston can cheat her out a little bit if he's still around. But yeah, outside of Julieta and Rapunzel, that's only 2 ways of this deck drawing anything.
Yeah, it lives and dies by Rapunzel. It always has.
Yeah. But granted, Mufasa gets his value off of there too, because that's not necessarily drawing, but he's able to filter the deck and make sure that even after a Be Prepared, you might be able to keep somebody out after that point. So, matter of fact, Mufasa was the reason why it was actually used as a song a little bit of the time, because then it's like, okay, well, if I Be Prepare you and you're just going to put somebody else on the field anyway, I won't be able to capitalize that in either Lady Tremaine or Medusa. I saw that a few times in Step 3. So, and that was the one time like Aladdin got play again, just for cases like that.
The OG like Be Prep singer was the uninkable Ursula.
Yep, Ursula sang it, and Aladdin sang it. I think there was only 2 characters that ever got to actually like. Oh, Elsa did it once. I saw Elsa do it one time. Outside of that, I think Blurple's the only other deck that's. I don't have it built, so we can kind of. But well, actually, I do have something for it, don't I? Blurple Merlin. Yeah. I don't know if this is accurate or not, or how close to it.
This is not.
So.
Merlin's a no.
Okay, well then here, how about this? We're gonna build it. We're gonna do this. And this will be the last one, and then we can talk about. All
right.
Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Edit. At your leisure, dude. We're gonna pull up the deck list real quick. Did anybody have any? Oh, let me look at the live chat. Make sure that we're not missing anybody's. Let's see how much. Oh yeah, you can watch it without me if we're coming up on time. Okay. Oh, someone was trying to answer the question earlier. Thank you, Caitlin. I appreciate that. I was trying to figure out how to like share the screen on. It's my first time using StreamYard, so it's been a little bit of a change. I worked on a lot today. Created a new logo, new background, new a lot of everything. So
you're much better at using the program. So.
I will attempt. Just trying to go.
So I was testing it earlier today.
Just tell me. Okay, so nothing in the A's, nothing in the B's. What's in the C's?
Chernobog followers.
Chernobog followers hold.
Hogsworth, both blue. One. Hold on. 2 of the 1-drop and
2 of the
3
1-drop,
of the 5-drop.
3 of the 5. Heard.
Let's see.
D's.
Let's go Donald Duck Focus Flatfoot as a playset.
Playset. Heard. No, Dr. Facilier.
Friends on the other side. Oh, the songs are separate.
Yep.
We missed 3 big Elsa and 4 new Elsa.
Elsa, not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one? 3? Oh, okay.
And not that one. 4.
Yeah. Playset of the unequal. No Flotsam and Jetsam.
4 goat, 3 rabbit, 3 crab.
Merlin. Oh my gosh. Okay.
3 rabbit.
Oh, 3 rabbit.
4 goat. 3 crab.
Heard.
I missed the Mims. It's a playset of both. The 2 and 3.
All right.
Fox and Snake.
Fox and the Snake.
And 1 dragon as well. No.
What?
You'll see. It's really good anti-beat.
That's funny. I got a dragon too, and a foil one at that. Not gonna use it.
You can throw in 1 big new Mufasa.
No Merlin intellectual? Really? In a deck where you can actually shift? What?
Yeah. Just draw the cards. The cards are good. You don't need to find them.
Yeah, but why not? Oh, well, just 1 blue Fasa?
Yeah.
Heard. What else we got?
2 Ursula Sea Witch Queen and 2 Hades. I missed age by a lot.
Yeah, but oh, here we go. Here we go. Sea Witch. 2.
Sea Witch Queen. It's up in 1 line.
2.
Yep.
And then you said Hades.
Yeah.
And then we got to get into the other ones. That one?
Nope.
No.
2. Also
should be 2.
4 Tipo.
Oh, Tipo, yeah. The hell were we thinking not adding 4 Tipo? All right.
Yeah, and then the
items and the other stuff.
No items, 4 friends, 4 library.
Oh, it's a song. Is that it?
Is that 6?
Nope. We're missing 4 more.
4 Mickey Detective.
Oh. Really? Over Fishbone? Oh, I guess, yeah.
Oh, I bet that'll go to 59.
No, it'll be at 60 if we put 4 of.
Okay. Did you do 4 followers?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. It's
just
3?
3?
3 followers and 2 broom.
2 broom. Oh, okay. You want a couple of broom in there. Which broom? This one?
The 1-drop. Yep.
Well, there's 2 1-drops. Oh, there's not. Never mind. Shut up, Cole. Yeah, okay.
That's it.
I gotta go down 1. There we go. Now it's done. Totally had it.
Mm-hmm.
So the point of this deck, now that we've built the damn thing, Tipo to go ahead and add more ink to the inkwell as fast as we can. Get to big bombs like Ursula.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
big bombs.
That's really it. Like just get into the big stuff as fast as humanly possible. Mufasa, this card when it was revealed, everybody lost their shit. Everybody lost their keister because it's kind of the opposite of what I thought they would eventually put into the game. Whereas in Magic we have what's the term for
Land destruction.
Land destruction. Well, I thought there was going to be ink destruction in Lorcana at some point if they ever thought about breaking the game. But Mufasa kind of went the whole other route with it. Said just basically untap everything and just redo. Like I'm not going to be the only one coming out this turn. This essentially, he's actually kind of funny when he enters when he quests, right?
He draws
Oh,
two
no.
cards when he enters, but and he readies when he quests.
Yeah.
If he was just always free, that would be insane. Like just
He's in blue. He
ready
is
him
free. What are
all.
you talking about? You don't have to do anything to bring him out. Come on now. God forbid this was freaking Amber Sapphire and you just Mufasa.
Yeah, I wish there was some sort of way to come from behind in Amber Sapphire. I love the color combination. Like, imagine going like Ariel, sing Friend Like Me, play Mufasa. Or I want an item that like makes ink that would go in tapped, go in untapped. Like how cool would that be? Sing Friend Like Me would go in like
There are going to be songs that do that crap. We already we got a little bit of a precursor to something like that with that song from Moana, that 4-drop from not the last set, but it's set 3. Was it set 3? I think it was set 3. Because I experimented with it a little bit.
What does it do?
You look at the top 2, put one to your hand, put one to the ink.
How far?
How far I'll go? Yeah, thank you. Detective Mickey. So this was set 1. This was the original Tipo. I don't think it's insane. It's still a 3-drop, and yeah, but for ink now for 2, we're doing the same shit.
Okay, first of all, you're paring down your hand. That's different. You're losing cards from your hand. Tipo loses a card from your hand.
Okay.
Also, now
but at least I know what it is, and I don't have to accidentally ink the wrong thing. Like, I don't know my 1 of Pride Rock over here.
Okay, well, we can talk about that later. But putting the top card of your deck into your inkwell is the same thing as putting the bottom card of your deck into your inkwell. You're just as likely
or the middle.
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
matter.
just as likely to move yourself closer to Mufasa than to ink Mufasa.
Or I could just not knowingly ink my Mufasa. On curve.
Okay. The reason why it's good to have both the 2-drop ramp and the 3-drop ramp is because you can set yourself up to hit important cards in a matchup. Like, say you're going first versus Amber Steel.
Mm-hmm.
You play your Chernobog followers or whatever, and they play Cindy. Well, you can get a snake out there, super good. Snake on 2 is super good versus Amber Steel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can ink your Tipo, play your snake, and then turn 3 Mickey into cogs.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do like this over 1 jump ahead for that reason. Yeah, I agree with that.
You don't have to be all in on the 2 to 4, and then because if you ramp on 2, then you normally don't have many good 4-drops that you want to just play out on 4. Like Rabbit isn't a great turn 4 play. Goat's okay, but your better ones are going to be random things like just pick up a 1-drop and put it right back down. With like pick up followers with a snake or a fox.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's deeper.
No, I like it. This is what's kind of throwing me. Does the idea that they get to shift it, or it's giving somebody a rush? It's
very niche. It's very niche. Another reason why is I want to try to fit the genie in there. Figure out the genie that just locks them out of untapping.
Oh,
card is like really good to trap people with. Like take out maybe the dragon or something.
Yeah, I would take. Yeah,
but to get the genie has to be tapped, so you need a good way to give him rush.
Well, that's why this over Pinocchio, or not Pinocchio, but somebody else at 2 that gives rush, isn't it? Or am I thinking of something else?
Only cards that could give rush that I think. Oh, there's that 3-drop Elsa that taps to give someone rush, and Challenger too.
Yeah,
but then it's uninkable. It's just not playable. And then there's Croquet Mallet, which is just a 1-drop uninkable item. And then there's the 3-drop White Rabbit Pocket Watch. That's about all you got with the Give People Rush.
Fair. In Dawn when you play this character, you may put the top card of the deck. Yeah, okay.
Control the quest for 2 and better stats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another great thing about Mickey is just like on turn 6 or whatever, you like bounce with Snake or bounce with Fox replaying. It's like you're drawing a card. If you're not inking your hand away, it's like you're drawing.
Oh, that's true. Fair point. Yeah, at the late game, I'd rather be doing him than Tipo for sure.
That's why Tipo's the inkable one works out great.
Yeah.
And then with all the followers and brooms and stuff, library's insane because it just draws infinite cards. Or you set up challenges and you profit stonks off challenges because you just draw cards. Again, you go, oh, drawing cards isn't good because
No. I'm thinking about like as far as the difference between this and the 4-drop,
the castle.
Thank you, the castle. Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to think of like what's the give and take here. I'm guessing because it's like it's 1 ink cheaper, you can get it out faster. It may not get that much lore, but I'm wondering, are you swinging that heavy all the time? Is that what you're doing to rely on drawing cards?
The only way that we have removal is by challenging, so we're going to do a lot of dying in challenges.
Okay, fair enough.
No, I was just making a joke about you playing Steel Song because drawing a whole bunch of cards isn't what you want to do against Steel Song.
No, well,
unless they're clearly breaked out. But
yeah. Which up until Naveen happened, yeah, it happened so much to us that yeah, we could not stand y'all drawing cards. But now we've been able to kind of help our curve out and ensure there are going to be a lot more occasions where we wheel and it's on time, where we're making you get rid of value out of the hand than not. I don't know what it was with the last few sets ever since. I would say ever since that too, but it can be argued ever since set 3. Every time we whole new world, it's always at a bad time. They always come out on top. But yeah, this would be interesting.
Yeah, I want to test this a lot.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm not.
What do you want to test it against?
Well, I was just trying to figure out where the weakness is, because.
RNG. Anytime I see Mickey, it's just because RNG. No,
putting the top card. First of all, you can get it back in the process. But besides that,
I didn't mean it as like a defect of like this is a bad card or anything like that. I'm just saying as far as the weakness would be, you just RNGing something really good to the ink. That's it.
Right.
It's a very low percentage,
especially because there's.
But
yeah. The thing is there's so many cards that are really good in specific matchups and are okay in other matches. Okay, sure.
Go ahead.
Like really good against Amber Steel, also good against Green Steel, good against any Steel deck. No Steel deck wants to be hard casting their songs.
She just says no songs.
Yeah,
at all.
You know who's even better against Steel? Is
Fox? Yeah, I'm well aware.
This guy.
Cog, yeah.
Cog is the GOAT against Steel decks. And the GOAT is the GOAT against red decks.
Going to Merlin's, yeah.
It like you got late game Instalore with GOAT. You can tap down aggro with these Elsa's. It seems like it's really hard. From what I've read about it, it's really good against other purple decks because it does all the purple stuff faster because it has ramp.
You can get to hard cast friends on the other side most of the time.
I 4-0'd the Amber Steel bot this afternoon after work.
With this?
Yeah.
Shit.
So I'm excited to see how it does against real people, and I just can't like. It doesn't seem like Blue Steel's like weak against the 2-drop Flynn Rider, right? Every deck seems to have a weakness. Like Amber Steel is weak against itself. That's never going to change.
That's never going to change.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I got my eye on.
So as you can see, it's got nothing to do with like really who's in the deck. It's just more of what they do. Obviously, with like every other game, it's like that. Your color combination is going to kind of dictate what your archetype is going to be geared towards. Amber is going to be a lot of soldiers being put out there pretty quickly and getting quest out in the early game to mid. Steel says I'm going to hit everybody in some way, shape, or form. Blue says I'm going to ramp. Red says
Nope.
No. Red says I killed all of your people undiscriminately. Thanos snap. I'm red. As it is in every other fucking TCG. It's so annoying. And purple says I'm gonna draw. And I'm gonna throw cantrips out on the board. I'm gonna exert you. I'm gonna untap you. I'm gonna put damage counters on you. I'm gonna do weird stuff. I'm gonna do weird plays, and I'm gonna last the long game. So.
And then green is discard.
And green says you don't have a hand. Green says you can't play the game.
Yeah. And then they got that.
Especially last set. Dear God. By turn 2, I didn't have a hand most games. Stupid Bucky. Oh, I guess turn 3, but still. And not because I played anything. It's because I didn't get a chance to play anything.
Cinderella, Shift Diablo, Soon Storm. Now I do more crap.
Gross. Disgusting. But yeah, that's been basically it. So this weekend, from what I saw, it's a 64 player tournament. There's only been like 6 with me added into it. I don't know did you get your?
Yeah, I did. I think there's going to be a lot of people.
There's 7 already. Listing's still going up. It'll be in Wichita, Kansas. So if anybody's nearby, anybody wants to play, go ahead and jump in. It's going to be one drop gaming shop, one stop. One drop gaming shop out in Wichita. So I think they're loaded up on melee.gg for tournament listings. You can go there for more info. What's been the climate for a lot of the tourneys here? I've only been to like one other one, and it was granted that was a lot of Bucky I saw that day. So since that's now banned,
was that a store champs? Or?
That was the one out in Kansas City. Yeah.
You went to a store champ?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of really good Amber Steel players in Kansas City. There's not much red purple.
Thank God. Sorry, Kendall, love you, but damn, seeing your deck enough, buddy.
A ton of purple steel. A ton of purple steel. There is a lot of blue red though. There's a lot of blue red.
Oh, that's why there's no blue purple, because it's all blue red here. Yay. So happy. So happy for that. Oh my God.
No, like I said, there's a lot of amber steel, and that's why there's some blue red.
I thought I was the only amber steel here. I haven't seen anybody else.
No, I can't. Kansas City is a lot of amber steel.
Oh, that might be why he feels like it's oversaturated.
There's like 3 people who got let it goes.
Okay.
With amber steel.
Dang. Well done then. Got my work cut out for me.
Yeah, you gotta figure out those mirrors.
I'll play testing as it for tomorrow, and then kind of go from there, because I'm curious. I played against it too much, but I think one of the biggest ways we're gonna be able to counteract that is with Daisy or Flute. I don't think Lantern's gonna be the play. Maybe.
I think everyone's gonna be on Lantern.
I think people are gonna be trying the Lantern.
Good against Amber Steel is Lawrence. Actually, Lawrence is just good against everybody.
Yeah, Lawrence is good against everybody.
Card is really good, but I don't know if there's room for it.
Not with Pete. Not with Pete being a thing, and not with Naveen. That's really why I want a 4th Naveen, because I would probably go full Lantern if I had 4 Naveen. But the fact that I've got like a 3-3 split of that in Daisy, I feel like I'm covering my early and mid. pretty
I'll be
well.
honest, I really do like your list.
Like I just like more tempo.
The most cuttable card right now is Pickle.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't really want to include him in the last deck. It's just if I can't run 6 Smee, then
Yeah.
I gotta make 2 of those. I gotta make 2 of those Piglet. But yeah, I might even
I've seen
now. Like
some
I'm entertaining
Chempo.
cutting him 1 and go to 2, and then go to 4 Smee or 4 Daisy. I don't know.
I've seen some Chempo in this Amber Steel list, which
The 5-drop bodyguard, the 4/7. Yeah, I've thought about that too. I only have 1.
Oh, I got him late. So
I'll test it out here. We can go over that tomorrow. But yeah, that's been us talking about Lorcana for a good bit. Talking about a lot of the metagame. Apologies to anybody that was like wildly confused with. I know some of y'all were brand new and y'all are just learning how to play. This is again Inktable, free app. If you want to go ahead and build a deck, if you need help building a deck, I don't mind. He wouldn't mind if you just message me and let me know what you're trying to build, what character you want to start off with. You can kind of build a pet deck from there. They do have starter builds in here in the app. These are all the starter decks that have come out since the official release. I think all of them.
Yeah. Oh, can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
If you're trying if you have like a little bit of history in TCGs, and you're just trying to learn Lorcana, the purple steel Rise of the Floodborn deck is definitely one to run against other the starter decks and like practice and learn, because one of this deck is just really good to learn Lorcana with. Just my 2 cents there.
It really is. It's the strongest deck that it came out, and honestly, in my personal opinion, I think it's just because there's snakes in here, and there's goats,
Right.
and like
Lawrence,
a lot of the most professional cards that are in Lorcana come out of this deck. Matter of fact, a lot of the purple decks you've seen all come with the Merlin package here, and then you've seen the Fox. Even though the numbers aren't obviously, there's only like 1 Fox and 1 Rabbit. These you'll still get used to kind of playing around, and Crab.
Just all the cards are good. Even like Lila Galactic Hero is a good card. Cusco is a good card.
Mm-hmm. Cusco is used, actually still widely used in most Ruby Amethyst decks.
Mm-hmm. Kronk is a good card.
Kronk is not bad. That the fact that hey that art, I'm sorry, I just got to bring this up. This art is fucking gorgeous, and the fact that they didn't make it an enchanted, or at least a promo enchanted, is a fucking war crime. And it should have been a. I'm sorry. I'm just hey looks way too good for what it is.
Yeah, it's
like a little recursion card. Anytime it dies, it just goes back to hand. So I mean, it's always going to end up being either ink for you, or you might get a couple of lore pips. Who knows? But yeah, this is a really, really strong deck. Got a few draw and discard 1, so she can filter a hand. Benja was used professionally in set 3 and 4. He was our Pete before Pete, so it was after they played like a big item, particularly anything with blue in it. Benja said, "Yeah, I'm going to break that before you can get a chance to Flavish and break it and draw 2 off of it." That's mainly what he was used for. Yeah, these beasts, the beasts were. This was the only one. Yeah, this is a set 2. So yeah, like they were either a 5-drop or a 4-drop at the highest. So the fact that there's a shipped 3 that came out of this set, why a shift 3 when there wasn't there wasn't a 2 or 1 drop? There's no point. Oh my gosh, even that Merlin saw a little bit of play with more of the aggro package.
Tiana saw too much in the play. It doesn't work in this deck, but.
No, not in this deck. No, she's great though. And I actually think about. No. I don't like running 1-ofs of anything, but I have thought about her as the 4th for Naveen. If I don't have 4 Naveen, I can throw 3 Naveen and 1 her. I thought about it, but it's not consistent.
So you know the girl who played the princesses.
Mm-hmm.
She was a game away from top cut. Like literally, like she had the 2-hour last game. She went 1-1. She would have made top cut, but she played Amber Steel built around Tiana, so she would just lock all the Bucky players out.
Yeah, the bodyguard version of it.
Any songs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like Bucky would help her discard. She was just
Oh, I see what you, yeah.
because they couldn't play any actions.
Yeah.
But he has nothing that's going to touch that, like challenge wise.
I mean, what is her threat now?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, what will be a reason not to play Tiana in this format?
I'm not good enough at building her. You could ask Yafta. She's
I'll have to bring her on next time, her and her husband.
she's thinking about running that for Vegas. I think.
If I do her at all, I'm probably going to throw in 2 of it. Do I only have the one? I think I might only have the one, so I got one to kind of think of. Not from one of my pulls. When I first got here, once I got a couple paychecks in, I cracked a bunch trying to search for beasts, and then ended up not pulling one beast. I have an embarrassing amount of packs, and I ended up having to go to that challenge. And it was after the tournament where the guy's like, "Oh well, yeah, I found my beast." I'm like, "You could have told me that beforehand. I told you I needed it before the tournament started." But okay, sure. Either way, though, she's great. If you can throw a bunch of bodyguards around her, she's almost OP. They can't really respond that well to Tiana. And I just thought it was on flavor to have her and Naveen in the same deck.
Yeah.
Prince is solid too. Like this
Prince
is
top 4 to the first or the second CCS tournament. The Vivens with Purple Steel.
Yep.
This deck here.
Purple Steel definitely fucking went hard with this one, and for good reason. Like, there's so many actual good cards in here. Like Prince Eric saw a lot of play.
Steel set, so too.
We even had a couple of him in set 1. He was a staple. Him, Captain Hook, like yeah, they were ensuring the turn 2 was difficult for any opponent. Like there's just so many good value cards in here. If you're ever going to test play against this, or if you see this at your LGSs anywhere, your local game stores. You find any of these, try to go for the set 2. If you see blue purple there, that's one of the good ones. If you want to have a little bit of fun, which one is it? Is it this one?
Which one are you looking for?
I am looking for, no, this is the Ursula Challenge stuff, isn't it? It's this one.
That deck is fun.
This is a little fun. This is Dalmatians. You have a lot of small cards that you can play in for cheap. It's Peter Pan and basically Dog Haven. So if you like Dalmatians, if you're okay with all that, and you want to be able to put down characters for cheap and quest out early, this is a pretty good little aggro package to kind of help that help scratch that itch a little bit. Some of these cards, I thought we're going to see a lot bigger play, especially in this. Like Striking Good Match, I really thought was going to be in Emerald's little tool belt, but it's not. I don't know why. And
it doesn't need to develop its brain.
I guess it doesn't. Hypnotize the scene for a little bit. Improvise, I thought was going to see a little bit more play, but any action, if it's not on a body, it's not worth the effect, from what I've learned. But yep. So yeah, if you're just starting out, this would be kind of a good way to test anything in the format. If you need to build it, you kind of saw us kind of go through it. Everything's in alphabetical order. You just show exactly how many cards you need to be throwing into the deck. If you need to make edits where you need to throw some items in there, everything again color coordinated and alphabetized. So easy to work with, easy to use. If y'all got any suggestions or if y'all got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or text me. If you're in the Facebook group, that would probably be the best way to do it. I'm still working out some kinks as far as the StreamYard is concerned as well. So hopefully next time it'll go a little bit faster and we can kind of keep to like one centralized focused theme of the day. So I think, what was it? Yeah, if y'all had any questions, y'all can leave them in there, and then I would have answered them. I don't think anyone left anything so far, right? We're actually going to be closing up in a second. Okay, so I don't know when that was. I need to get better. I don't know why the phone died on me, but or blacked out on me, and I wasn't able to see that on you probably sent it about 30 minutes ago, and I just didn't realize until just now. So I apologize. Anyway, all right. Well, that's it out of me. You got anything else? No. All righty, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all sticking through with us, and we'll see you next time. Later.